Okay. I should have
Be our
brushed my teeth.
reporting. So for the mobile app, all the setup and everything for it is done in command,
Yeah.
not on the app, because the KW consumer app is really for consumers, and it's to go head to head with Zillow and Realtor to
Yeah.
provide consumers and our clients with the optimal home searching experience.
Okay.
So it's a lot different than the old app that was a lot more heavily branded to us, had a lot more information about us as agents, and it's really all about the consumer finding
Yeah.
their houses. But there are a few things that you need to do to get that app up and ready, so that way it's fully branded to you.
Yeah.
Um, so to get started with that, the first place you'll want to go if you haven't done this yet is go to your marketing profile, because that marketing profile information is what will pull into your mobile app.
Yeah.
To update your marketing profile, you'd click on your name up here and then go to settings.
Do you want me to do that now? Try it?
I
Or
mean,
how,
yeah, if you want to follow along, if you're able to, then by all means, please do.
yeah, let me do that. So I didn't real the command is real. So I've been an agent for about 3 months.
All right.
So I'm trying to figure out command as best I can. So
There's a lot in there to learn, so no worries.
yeah, it's a lot. Um, Marketing profile. So I drop down menu.
Yeah, so in your top right-hand corner where you see your
Yeah.
name, click on settings.
Yeah.
And then on the left-hand sides, we'll click on connect settings and then marketing profile.
Connect settings. Yep. Okay, got it.
The marketing profile. And then you'll just want to go through here and fill that, make sure all this information is filled out correctly, that you've
Yeah.
uploaded an image, because this is the information that will get pulled into the app when your clients are looking to make sure that the app is connected to the right agent.
Got you. Yeah.
So you just come through here and then you can fill this all in. Most of it will be in there already just based on your agent profile from you joining the
Yeah.
brokerage, but just double check everything, make sure it's correct, and then click save.
Sorry.
No worries.
Go ahead.
And then once you've filled in this information, we'll go to the consumer applet,
Yeah.
which is this bottom one in the far left-hand corner. It looks like a little website.
Say, I'm sorry. Okay. I missed that. So where do I go?
Click on the consumer applet. It's
Yeah.
this bottom one on the far left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Looks like a little website. And then what we'll do is we'll click up here on this tab, Guide Builder.
Tap. So I should follow you. Okay.
Yeah. So within the mobile app, one thing that we do have access to update is the guides. And within the mobile app, there is a buyer guide and a seller's guide.
Yeah.
And this allows our clients to, at any time of day, if it's 11 o'clock at night, they have a question about what their next step is or their next responsibility, they can always check this buyer's guide or seller's guide and figure out what they need to do next. And
Gotcha.
it's also a great place that you can put information. So if you need to include some lender recommendations or home inspector recommendations, closing attorney recommendations, you can put all that information in this buyer's guide or seller's guide. So they have
That's
access
all.
to it at all times.
Yeah.
So if you want to update these guides, which they do come already pre-made,
Yeah.
but if you want to go through and personalize it, you'll come over to the far right and you'll see this pencil. Anytime you see
Yep.
a pencil icon in command, that lets you know that you can edit it.
Got
So
it.
on this pencil, and this is going to pull up the guide. Now yours is going to look a little bit different than mine because I've played around with it from a handful of different trainings that I've done.
Yep.
But if you want to make any edits to it, just click on the stage that
Okay.
you're interested in, and on the right-hand side, it'll pop up. It'll have the card title, an
Yeah.
image here that you could change if you'd like. This is one that I've uploaded.
Yeah.
And then a card subtitle, and this is the information that will show up on the main screen to let your clients know, give them a preview of what the information will be about.
Gotcha.
And then below here in the workspace text is where you can start adding a ton of information. Now, the system has already gone through for most of these, steps and included a wealth of information, but this is where you can include contacts, recommendations, anything like that. And I would recommend anytime that you include a recommendation, so whether it be a closing attorney or a lender or a home inspection company, you include 2 or 3 different options for them
Okay.
So that way your clients don't feel like they were steered to use
Right.
a specific vendor.
That's a bad word.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Because one thing we don't want to happen, and it's happened to agents in the past, where they're like, oh, you told me to use this home inspection company, and I did, and they missed this big issue with my house.
Yep.
You knew that they would miss it because you wanted to close on the sale and get the commission check,
Oh, wow.
which is, I'd say 99% of the time not true.
Right.
It was just a poor coincidence, but you just want to prevent that by providing them multiple options. So you
Gotcha.
go through here and you can update these. If you wanted to add a new one, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can add a step here.
Yeah.
So if you want to start making more, if you want to rearrange the steps, click on this box here with the 6 dots and
Yeah.
you can drag it into the desired position.
Got you. That's cool.
Yeah. So
how do I send that to the clients I work with?
So this is going to be actually just in your app.
Oh, I see.
It's not going to be a separate app or anything. So I'll show you how you can share your app link with them in just a minute.
Yep. Okay.
But I just want to show you this part of it because this is what's in command.
Yeah.
Before we actually jump into the app. So
Gotcha.
Go through the guide builder, go through both the buyer and the seller's guide. Make whatever changes, personalize it to yours, find, what your tone, the way that you like to communicate with clients, because that's really why your clients are working with you, because they love you. They like your style, the way you respect them and work with them. So go through and make sure that this isn't just, Keller Williams language.
Yeah, that's good.
So once you have, finish your guides here, you can click back onto agent site pages.
Site pages. Yep. Okay.
On the top. And then I'm going to go all the way over to the right and click on site and app settings.
Site. Got it.
And then I'm going to click on the URLs tab right here.
URLs tabs. Yep.
And then you'll see here is our app URL.
Got you. Yep.
This is the URL that you can give clients to download your app. But what I would recommend is that you download your own consumer app.
Yeah.
And I'll show you in a few minutes. It's a lot easier to share your app from within the app than it is to send this link to a client.
Gotcha.
So I do want to show you what this link looks like. So I'm going to copy this app URL.
Yep.
And then I'm going to open up a new tab.
Yep.
And it takes you to this website. Curious about what's trending in your neighborhood. You can see here's my image and my name, so it's branded to me. You can scroll down, Keller Williams Real Estate mobile app, available. You can click download the Apple Store, or you can enter your phone number to receive a download link.
Gotcha.
They would want to receive a download link because that download link would be unique to you.
Okay.
So everything within that app would be Arnold, versus if they just download the app from the store, they would have to go through and search for Arnold through 180,000 different agents.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna type in my phone number here.
Yeah.
And if you haven't downloaded the app, I recommend putting your phone number on yours and then click send link.
Yeah. Got it.
All right. Perfect. So now I've got a link that says click here to download Keller Williams.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unshare my screen so that way I can kind of walk you through the mobile app.
Okay.
So go ahead, if you haven't already, click on that link to download the app.
Yep.
When you open the app, if you haven't created a username and login, you'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Remember, this will be you logging in as a consumer, as if you're the home buyer or seller.
Right.
And then if you have created a contact within Command with that same email address, it'll let the system know that Arnold has now downloaded the app.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it lets you know by having a green check mark. If you have not yet created a contact for yourself, it will add a new contact to your command.
Gotcha. Okay.
So once you log in, it's going to default here to the home screen, which is going to be all searching.
Yep, I see it.
Everything in here, yep, is to go head to head with Zillow and Realtor. So the first and foremost thing you want to see is that ability to search. You can search by address, city, school, zip, or your current location.
Mhm.
One thing that I think is really cool is over on the right-hand side, there's a little
Yeah.
button that says draw.
Yeah.
So your clients could draw, a space
Yeah.
for an area that they really want.
Yeah.
And just kind of, let me try this here. So if they just wanted to be in this one area,
Yeah.
it'll just pull up all the listings. It's just taking a second to load. It's searching for homes. So just all of them right there. And then you could also add on additional parameters. So under that search bar, you can see it says price, beds, property type, and more.
Yeah.
And so that way your clients could go through and say, you know what, I want to spend between, $180,000 and then move the little bar over to up to 625. Property type, I want house. I need at least 4 bedrooms. Bathrooms, I need at least 3. And then click done. And then it will filter out all the homes that meet that criteria, which is, funny enough, just one home in that area.
Okay.
So there are lots of different options here. And one of the great things about this mobile app is that all the activity that your clients take will be tracked and logged in Command. So you'll be able to say, oh, I saw that you were looking for homes today in East Cobb.
Yeah, I am.
Any that you're interested in. Then let's say they find a house that they really like. I'm just going to click on that listing. It's going to pull up the listing.
Yeah.
It's going to have all the information about it. It's
Yeah.
also going to include how they can save money with their Keller mortgage, or how they can save up to 30% on their home insurance through Keller Covered. So if they're just kind of curious about either one of those options, it's included right there in the app for them.
Okay.
It shows them all the property details.
Yeah.
And then if you scrolled all the way down to the bottom, it says schedule video tour, ask your agent. So they can let you know directly from this app, ask your agent. They can send you a quick text with a couple questions if they have any, or schedule video tour.
Yeah.
So right now, because of COVID, it's defaulting to schedule video tour, but in the past it did say schedule tour. So you can click on schedule video tour, and then your clients can let you know some dates and times that they would want to see this. And then they also have the ability to select if they want to do an in-person or live video.
Yeah.
So it just gives them that control of searching for homes and really taking that ownership of this new home buying process for them.
Yeah. That's good.
If they do decide they want to do video, there's a ton of different options of how to do it.
I saw it.
Yeah. So it gives them like every single option that they could want.
Right.
Then if they really like the house, up in the top right-hand corner, they can click on the heart.
Yep.
Or if they don't like it and they're like, I don't ever want to see this again, they can click on the icon with an eye with a slash through it, and that will hide that. Bless you. That will hide that home from them anytime they search. Or they have the ability to share the home. So if they're like, oh, I want to share this with, my husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever I'm buying this home with, they can click on that share button in the top right-hand corner, and it'll open up all the different share options within the app. So they can, there's a text message, an email, AirDrop, Facebook message, anything they want.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to, so going back to the search screen, you can see we have that bar along the bottom, the toolbar.
So Nick, can I ask you a question? What's the difference between in-person and live video? What's the difference between those two?
So live video would be that you go to the house that they're interested in and you FaceTime them or set up a call. Yeah.
In-person is just face-to-face. Gotcha.
And then on the bottom toolbar, the first one, that's what the app is going to open up to every single time. The next is and this is going to show you a list of, any saved searches, collection of homes that they've created, anything like that. So if they need to go back and reference anything, they can here. The middle icon is guide, and those are the buying and selling guides that I. So when you personalize that, I would say give it up to a day to update on your app, but
Gotcha.
I've seen it update pretty quickly. But I always just like to say give it about a day, so that way you don't have for it to update accordingly. And that's what you could click on the information here, buyer's consultation, and then you put more information. I obviously just made these up. Get pre-approved. Keller Mortgage will pops up. I already have financing, and then here's all this information. Previous steps, excuse me.
So good.
Start search. Let me go get pre-approved. That's weird. So I guess for the pre-approved one, I went through and I added a bunch of information for lenders. Okay. So I guess it's defaulting to Keller Mortgage, but you can just kind of see all the information that you can include there. And then your clients have the ability to mark this step as completed. So once they have gone through this process and they're like, okay, we have everything for 4 homes completed, they can click mark this as completed. So that way, as they know, as they're going through the process,
right,
you'll see those check marks so they know they've already completed all those tasks. And it's just a great way that you can keep in touch with them and let them know exactly what it is they need to be doing along the process.
Yeah.
The other icon on the bottom is saved. And this is going to show all their saved homes and searches that they had created. So you can go back and they can click here. So I have some favorites, one from a training that I created. They can view all. And then here's all the saved searches that I've created just over the time.
Yep.
Me playing around with it. Then the icon on the bottom right-hand side is more. So if you click on that, on the top, it's going to show you as the agent. So that's why it's important that you go through and you set up your profile and the marketing profile. So that way it pulls in your information, your name, your license number, your image. So that way there's no confusion as who the associated agent is.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that anyone that has this app, you get the credit for.
Yep.
They can add a co-buyer, update their account history, Keller Cover, Keller Mortgage, affordability calculator, so if they want to see what they can afford. Below that, and this is where it gets important, and I was telling you, I'll show you how it's easier to share. It says share the KW app.
Yeah, I see it.
So if you click on that,
good.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I see it. It's good. That helps.
Yeah, it'll pull up all of the different options and ways that you can share that app with, messages, mail, Facebook. And this is what I was saying. It'd actually be a lot easier for you to share your app from your app versus giving clients that link that we had reviewed earlier.
Yep.
Because then they have to go to that link, and then have to put in their phone number, then they have to click on that link on their phone, download the app, and go from there. But if you just do this, it sends them that text message directly. So I think this would be the best way for you to share your app with your clients. So that's the app. It's kind of, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of agents, and I know that you're still pretty new, but a lot of agents have gotten kind of frustrated with this new app because it really isn't branded to us. It's all about the consumer experience. Everything with Command is about putting our clients first and giving them that optimal real estate experience.
Yep.
We don't want our clients to have to go look at Realtor or Zillow and then send us a Zillow link and I want to go look at this home. We want to keep everything within the Keller Williams circle because then we can help manage that and we don't have to worry about some Zillow agent reaching out to them and trying to steal our client.
Right. Makes sense.
So any questions on the mobile app?
No, it's great. I think it's short-sighted to think that, consumers don't care about the brand, right? They care about their experience and what's benefit to them. So anything that's really heavily branded, I think it really kind of does disservice to what we're trying to accomplish. So I think it's a really good move on Keller's part to do that. So I think commend you guys on that.
Yeah. And it's just another great tool that you can share when you go on your buyer consultations or your listing consultations, just another option that you can provide your clients.
Well, one thing I do notice though, is that, so SEO, there's no way we could compete with Zillow or Redfin, but like I see Compass or Coldwell Banker pop up a lot more than let's say Keller sites when you search for a home. So when you search for an address, all of a sudden, you're gonna see Zillow, you're gonna see Redfin, but you see Compass and you see Coldwell Banker often, but you don't see Keller. Well, can I just ask you why that is?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but it's because more than likely the reason is because those Compass websites and those Coldwell Banker websites, the
Yeah.
URLs have been around longer.
Yeah,
So all the KEW agent websites got refreshed in the new system the end of last year.
I
A lot
see.
of agents are still building them, so they're relatively new.
I
Um,
see.
and because our websites are similar to the app, where it's really about that search experience and not about us as agents, when you start, it's not, they don't have as much information on the websites to pull in or for the spiders to grab that information and then rank them higher in SEO.
Got you. Okay. All right.
So,
Enough.
um,
My specific question, I mean, there's another person joined us, but I guess I really was interested in creating a landing page because I have a couple listings now and I really want to get that out there
all
on
right.
the, yeah.
Yeah. So I have just a few more things to show you about the mobile app, and then we'll walk through landing pages.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen again because I want to go back into Command and kind of show you everything that we just did. So I'm going to click, let me share my screen real fast. Here we go. So I'm going to go back into Command.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to click into Contacts. And then I'm going to pull up the contact that I created for myself.
Uh-huh.
Here. I don't know why it's in all caps. So you see here, I have a couple different options here, but see this one, Nicholas Core, and it has that green check mark.
Yeah.
That's what will let you know if your
Oh,
client has downloaded the app.
got you. Okay.
So I'm going to click on this, and then you'll come over on the right-hand side of the contact card, and you'll see here is all of their activity from the mobile app.
Got
So
you.
you'll be able to see your client looked at 381 Peachtree Avenue.
Yep.
And it's not for you to then call them and say, hey, I saw you look at 381 Peachtree Avenue and creep them out by being a stalker. But it is just kind of good to see what houses they're looking at, because you can say, oh, from our buyer's consultation we had 2 weeks ago, you mentioned that you really wanted a ranch home, but
Right.
I've noticed you've been looking at a lot of 2-story homes with a basement.
Right.
Have your criteria changed? Can I update it? So that way you can kind of help manage the situation.
Sure. Now, does it update you if they search through your website?
So if they search through the website and they're logged in,
Yeah.
it would track the same activity here,
Got you. Okay.
but they have to log in.
Right.
So that's kind of the full circle for the mobile app, is how you can view this information. Now, one thing that's kind of frustrating at the moment is that we don't really have an ideal mobile version of Command. So you
Right.
can't
Yeah.
really go into Command on your phone if you're out and about and look and see what those contacts or clients were doing on the app.
Yeah.
It is still web-based, but a mobile version of Command, a true mobile version, is coming out soon.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
So,
Cal is kind of clunky to use and it's not very helpful.
so what was that?
I guess Cal is what we use right now.
Oh yeah, the Kelly app. Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah, it is. From my understanding, the Kelly app kind of was created before Command was,
Oh, I see.
and they had big hopes and dreams for it. But then once they realized that they needed a lot bigger tech solution, they tried to retrofit Kelly to work with Command, but it just doesn't provide that experience.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So that's everything with the mobile app. Any questions about the app or tracking the information through Command before we jump into landing pages?
I'm good.
Okay. So the next thing we'll talk through is landing pages.
Yeah.
So landing pages are also going to be in the consumer applet. So it'll be this icon on the far left on the bottom. Roll your mouse over and click on consumer.
Yeah.
And it's going to default into the landing pages tab. So, but you can always click on landing pages at the top to make sure you're in the landing page applet. Then what you'll want to do on the top right-hand corner, we're going to click on create a new site.
Yeah.
And this pop-up will give us the option to select on my agent site or as a standalone page. And for landing pages, we want to select a standalone page.
Standalone
And
page.
I don't know what your background or history is with creating websites and landing pages. Are you familiar with the difference of a site on your agent site versus a standalone page?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So we have two options here, because if you wanted to create a site or a page that would be on your agent site, it has a little bit different coding, and that would be available to add to, let's say, arnoldo.kw.com.
Yeah.
That way it would actually be part. So if you wanted to have a deeper biography or add a blog or any of those other types of material that you want on your website,
yeah,
you create this on your agent site. A standalone page or a landing page is going to be a website that is specific to one topic.
Gotcha.
And it's a little bit more time sensitive. So think
Yeah.
about a listing would probably be the best example for using a landing page. To create a website just about that one property, but you don't need it to last forever, because hopefully in the next month or 2 or 3, it'll sell and you won't have that listing anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference between the two.
I see.
So you create the landing page, we'll click as a standalone page.
Yeah.
And then click create.
Okay.
And it's going to open up the landing page builder.
Yeah.
Everything in command, the way I recommend doing it is just kind of start at the top and work your way down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information in command, but they do try their best to make it as simple as possible. So that's why if you just start at the top and work your way down, you don't have to worry. It kind of helps manage all your options. So I recommend giving your landing page a name. So I'm going to name this Training 1029. But you can name it your property address or whatever it is you wanted to name it.
Okay.
Then we have this blank space over here, which is going to be your actual website. And then on the right-hand side, we have a bunch of widgets and content blocks.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to use to build the page.
Okay.
And it is as simple as drag and drop. So I kind of have my preferred order of what I like to, the widgets I like to pull over. So I'm going to go through that order, but you can obviously change it and make it your own.
Sure.
So I always like to start with the branded header. So just click on it and drag it over.
Uh-huh.
And you can see here it has my logos, the KW logo, then my business logo, my contact information, and then I'll also be able to go through, edit this, and kind of give this page a title.
Okay.
Then below that, if you have a video of your listing, so either a Matterport or if you did a video tour, I like to use the video widget second.
Video widget.
But for today's example, I don't have a video, so I'm just going to pull over the listing widget.
Okay.
And it's going to pull over just a placeholder listing. You'll notice that everything that is a placeholder will have an Austin, Texas connection.
Yep.
So we'll go through and we can edit it to make sure we pull in your correct listing in just a few minutes. So you're going to scroll down bottom of this information, because then we're going to pull over our next widget. The next widget I really like to use is the Market Snap. And that takes the information out of the MLS about what's going on in that neighborhood, how many properties are for sale, what have they sold, average cost per square foot. And that kind of helps show that you're the expert in that neighborhood, in that area. So any buyer or seller could trust you because you really know your information about that part of town. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag that down and I'm going to pull it down to below the listing, and then adds here, and it will default to Barton Hills, which is fine. The next widget I like to use is Lead Form, because my thought is if they look at the listing, they look at the information about the neighborhood, then they would let me know if they're interested in wanting to set up a tour. So I'll add the lead form. Just click and drag that to the bottom.
What is lead farm?
Excuse me?
What is lead farm?
So the lead form is if, let's say someone
lead form. Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. And then below that, I like to use the Your Local Expert. So I'll click and drag that. And this is going to be just a quick little bio about you. They can download your app from this. Very simple. And then below that, I like to use the legal footer. So let's
Okay.
click and drag that down. And that's just to make sure that we're compliant, that we have all the information about our office, because anytime there is a page that displays a piece of property, we have to make
Yeah,
sure that all of First Atlanta's information is on there correctly.
I see.
So these are all the forms that I like to use when I'm creating a landing page for a listing.
Okay.
But you
That
can go
helps.
through and you can play with them. You can put them in a different order if you like. You can make it your own. And then we also have content blocks. So if you wanted to add a separate image or text box, you can. But those are some things you'll have to end up formatting to fit and make it your own.
All right. Okay.
So once you've gone through and you've added all the widgets, in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to click on Configure Widgets.
Okay.
And this is going to walk us through the process of making sure all those widgets are updated and pulling in the correct information.
Yeah.
The green checkboxes let you know that you could publish this page as is, but you always want to go through each widget to make sure the information is correct. So I'm going to click on Branded Header. And you'll see here we have Enter Header Text. And here for your listing, you can put the property address, or you could put new listing in such and such neighborhood, however you want. So I'm going to type in new listing, new townhome for sale in ATL or whatever.
Yep.
I'm going to scroll down, just make sure that my contact information is correct. And for whatever reason, and I don't know why, sometimes Command will put dashes in your phone number or periods. Sometimes it doesn't. So here you'll see that it doesn't have any dashes in there. So I'm just going to add the dashes to my phone number.
Gotcha.
Double check my team logo. And once I've updated everything correctly, I will click Save and Apply. So now we can go on to the next widget. And the way to do that is up here in the top right-hand corner. There's a little arrow to the right where it says 1 through 6. I'll click on that and it'll let me know it's taking me to the listing, and that's widget 2 of 6. And then I'm going to click on Browse Listings.
I see.
And then here we'll just type in the property address. So I'm going to type in 91 Moreland Avenue because that's my listing. Now, one thing I want to point out here is this will pull in all of the listings from both FMLS and Georgia MLS, which is fine. I always recommend that you use the Georgia MLS listing, and that's because in FMLS, when you're writing the property description, it has 2 boxes for you to fill in with that property description. However, Command doesn't recognize that second box of text as a part of that property description, so it won't include it. And so someone reading the property description on your landing page would be like, why didn't Nick write the full property description correctly? This looks silly. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So I'm going to look for the FMLS one, or sorry, the Georgia MLS. So here we go. This is it, because I can tell because the MLS number starts with an 8 and it says MLS name, GA_GA MLS. So I'm just going to click select here. And then it's going to pull in all of the images from the listing. So if you wanted to change the main photo that shows right up here, you can select from any photo in the listing.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave it as the default image. And I'm going to click Save and Apply. So now I can see that update in real time on the left-hand side. Double check, make sure everything looks good to go.
So I'm sorry. So I'm on that page, so I'm following along with you. So I pulled up browse listing and I put in the address, Old Peachtree Road, and then I see my listing, and there are 2 MLS, Georgia MLS. And how do I select the Georgia MLS? I'm supposed to
just click the select button.
Select, and then that's it.
Yep. And then you'll want to pick the picture if you want something different than the main photo from the listing. And then at the bottom right-hand corner, click Save and Apply. and that will update the information for the listing on the landing page on the left-hand side.
Right.
So did that update correctly?
So I don't have any pictures yet. So
Uh,
yeah. So yeah, it didn't. I don't think it loaded that, but oh,
uh,
okay.
Is there another listing that you have, or a property that you could use that does have pictures that you could select just for the time being?
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. Okay. Hold on one second. This one. Yeah. Um, coming soon. Oh, I see. Drag and drop. Okay. Custom image. So how do I? So it doesn't show up on my. It doesn't show up on my. I guess the landing page site updated.
Did you
Save and
click
apply.
save and apply in the bottom right-hand corner?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It,
it's not updating it.
try clicking on it again.
Okay. Right there. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it didn't do it.
And does it show the information, the listing information right here on the right-hand side?
Yeah, it does show that. Yeah, Lawrenceville. It does show all of that.
And is it just that there aren't any images to pull in, or is this a different listing?
I said custom image, so I put in a custom image, and it's not letting me. Yeah, it doesn't. When I save and apply, it doesn't reflect on the landing page.
All right, so let me try this. Click save and apply. That's strange.
Yeah.
Question, are you in Google Chrome?
No, I'm in Safari.
That's why. So I apologize. So that I didn't explain this earlier. So command, you have to use Google Chrome for command. So Google is the back end provider for a lot of the technology, and it's just built to have that optimal experience in Chrome. And things just randomly don't work in Safari or Firefox.
I see.
Yeah, so that's probably the reason why it's not loading correctly, is because the script isn't working with Safari.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
No. Yep. Yep. My love-hate relationship with Google. So. All right.
So once you've selected your image and it's updated correctly, click on the right arrow in the top right-hand corner, and then we'll go to the Market Snap widget. And if you notice here, it says Barton Hills in black and then Neighborhood Trends in blue.
Yeah.
I like that formatting, and I found that if I update the header text over here, it'll make everything blue, which I don't like. So I'm not going to touch anything here in the enter header text field.
Yeah.
So I'm going to update the postal code. So I'm just going to type in 30080, which is not the correct postal code for this listing. But when you type in the zip code, it's going to pull down a list of all the neighborhoods in that zip code. And then you have to scroll through this list of neighborhoods that are not in alphabetical order and find the neighborhood that you like. So I'm going to select Forest Hills. Then I'm going to click Save and Apply.
Okay. What is it? That is for which widget?
This is for the Market Snap widget.
I got you. Okay.
So you can see here now it says Forest Hills in black, neighborhood trends. It shows a map of the neighborhood, and then it shows some market stats.
Got you.
So this is just a great way to show, hey, I really know what's going on in this area that I have my listing. So you can trust that everything is, this home is priced correctly. But if you also have any other needs or need help with buying or selling in this area, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
So I'm going to click the right arrow in the top right-hand corner. This is going to be the lead form. And the only thing that you can update text is the header right here, which says interested, let's talk, which I'm fine with, so I'm not going to change it.
Yep.
I'm going to click the right arrow to go to the next widget, which is the local expert. And again, I'm just going to double check the information and make sure that's all correct. My name, my phone number is correct. Here's a quick bio. Now, one thing you'll notice is that it has a character limit of 280 characters. So if you have a really long bio in your marketing profile, it's going to make you go through here and edit it so that it's only 200 up to 280 characters.
Yep.
So not very long, but just kind of keep something short and to the point. And then phone number, email address, and then it's going to ask for that mobile app link. So I still have this window open, so I'm just going to copy this URL. And I'll come back over here, and I'm just going to paste in that URL. Then I'll check legal footer, which I just have as Nicholas Poor, realtor with Keller Williams First Atlanta. And then I'm going to click save and apply.
Is that your picture, Nick?
Yeah.
It says
That's
different color hair.
What?
Different hair.
Yeah. Well, I just bleached it the other day.
Okay. Wow. Makes you look very different.
Yeah. So I filled in all this information, updated your local expert widget, and I'm going to click the right arrow right here. I'm going to go to my legal footer, double check my DBA logo for First Atlanta. And if you don't have, have you downloaded the First Atlanta logo zip drive yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is go to rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com.
rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com.
Yep. And Scott Hardy built this page, and he added all of the Market Center logos for download. So it's really easy. So you can make sure that you have all the correct options for First Atlanta. So up in the top right-hand corner, you'd want to select downloads and then click on Market Center logos.
Okay.
And then just click on the First Atlanta logo right here, and it's going to download a zip drive for you with all the different variations of the First Atlanta logo.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can upload this into Command. You can use it on any of your marketing materials. It comes with black and white versions, color versions, CMYK, RGB, and then it has like JPEG, PNG, and I think Photoshop files. So if you need to make any edits or anything. If you want to use a file with a transparent background, you'll want to use the .png version of the logo.
PNG. Okay, that helps.
Yes, this way you can have all those there. Scott put those all very easy, so you can upload a new logo there if you need to. And we'll just go through here, double check all the information. Again, the office phone number, I need to add the dashes to that. Mailing address, brokerage license number. Perfect. So I'm going to click save and apply. So I've gone through and I've updated all 6 of the widgets. So to the left of where it says legal footer, I'm going to click on that left arrow, and it's going to show me that I have a green check mark next to all those widgets. And that lets me know that everything is good to go. So I'm going to click done. And then up in the top right-hand corner, we have 2 options, save landing page or publish page. So today I'm going to publish this page. So I'm going to click on publish page, and it's going to ask me, would you like to publish as a landing page and make this visible to others? Click yes. So we'll give it a second, and it will save. And then here you can see, here's my site that I just made. And then here's the URL. You can click on it to open it. But you notice that it has this crazy long, weird, just like text and numbers towards the end of that URL, which looks kind of sketchy and weird if I were a buyer or a client. So over here in the far right, there's 3 dots. And if you click on those, you can click on change URL, and we can clean that URL up. Now, it's going to default to the pages.kw.com/, and then my name, and then this unique identifier number. But I can delete all that text after that last /, and I can update this to 91 Moreland Ave, and I'm going to put training 1029.
Okay.
So I can give it a very specific and professional looking URL.
That's good.
So it updates immediately. And then if you want to open this, you can just click on the link here. And now it's going to load my landing page. So you can see new townhome for sale in Atlanta. Here's all my information. Here's that image, the main image that I uploaded for this listing. Scroll down, it's going to pull in all the information. Here is the property description. Here's the carousel of images. This is all pulled directly in the listing, which is really nice. And again, more information about it. Here's a map of where this listing is. Then I scroll down. Here's Forest Hills, the neighborhood's market snap, just because I know that when I tried to do a market snap for Reynoldstown earlier, it didn't work. This way you can get an idea of what the market snap actually looks like.
Yeah, that's good.
And then scrolling down, here is the lead form. So if they want to submit their information to have you reach out to them, this will show up in command as a new contact, and you would also get a notification from the Kelly app that says you have a new lead. So that way you can reach out to them right away and say, hey, I just got a notification that you're interested in my listing at 91 Moreland Avenue. Love to set up a time to show you the property.
Oh,
sorry?
That's beautiful stuff.
Yep.
Easy, clean, great.
Yep.
Now, how do I mean, where does it show up when you do Google search? Does it show up? So, I mean, how do people find it?
So this would be something that you would want to share on social media.
Yeah.
And then if you run a Facebook ad, you can use this as the click-through URL.
Okay.
So the likelihood of anyone finding this actual landing page is very slim.
Right.
But that's why you can share it on social media. You can share it with your clients and say, hey, please share this on your social media account. Let everyone know that your listing is live.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to get people there.
I see. So it's not really going to show up. But does this help with my Google SEO? I mean, when my names come up and all of that stuff?
Yes, it will. But just know that it's going to take a while. And someone's going to have to probably search Keller Williams versus Atlanta Arnold O for your page to actually come up as one of the top organic results.
Got you. Okay.
So
that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I can do that just about with anything, right? I mean, so if I could just create a million landing pages and then just keep doing it, right?
Yep. So you can do it for all your listings. If you're hosting an open house one weekend, you can set one up for that. If you have an event going on, you could create one for that as well and send this link out to everyone and say, hey, here, please sign up for my event or whatever. You can use it for all sorts of things.
This is great. That really helps. I was going to be up last night. It's really cool because I was up last night trying to figure this piece out, and then I saw your link pop up this morning. I was like, wow, this is perfect. So
yeah. And just so you know, if you're struggling with anything at any time in command, do not hesitate to reach out. You can give me a call, text, or email. I'm happy to answer your question, or we can set up some one-on-one time to go through anything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So are you an agent, Scott? I mean,
so I am an agent, but I am kind of transitioning out of production and focusing on this role, which I really enjoy.
I could.
So it's nice that I have that experience, so I know everything you're doing.
Yeah.
But also understanding how to leverage the technology to help build your business.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, Command is here for you to leverage so you can figure out the systems and procedures that you can use best to streamline and build your business.
Do you think so? I feel like the CRM is pretty clunky. Is that going to be updated?
So so the actual database contacts applet is being updated. So over the next couple of days, you'll start to notice some updates and changes.
Okay.
It is clunky in that it's really dense. There's a ton of information and a ton of ways to look at things and organize it. So in that sense, yes, I do think it's kind of clunky. but it works really well for my business,
Yeah.
and for the amount of money I have to spend on it, which
Yeah.
is already included in my monthly office bill. Then it
Yeah.
works really well for me. So I would rather save the couple $100s that I would have to go use like Line Desk or Real Geeks and have it all in there. But it is constantly being updated.
Okay.
So, but if you start to use Google Chrome, it'll probably work a lot better for you and it'll be a lot less clunky.
Well, I mean, it's cleaner. It's weird, but I use Safari partly for privacy, but it's also just a good UI. But
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can use the incognito mode in um, in Chrome if you prefer.
Okay, that
But
helps.
another nice, I mean, the way I use Chrome is for all my business stuff. So I can have a
Yeah.
separate, I use Safari for my personal email, Gmail, and all that. So it just kind of helps kind of distinguish what I'm doing between the two browsers.
Yeah. You're good at what you do, Nick. You're very good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, appreciate it. Now, are you gonna do anything on? Are you doing anything on DocuSign anytime soon? Because
Tomorrow morning, having a DocuSign training at 10 a.m.
you're on you're on point, Nick.
So, and I guess you hadn't started with the office yet, but I created a DocuSign guide, which is 15 pages long and goes step by step over everything I'm going to go through tomorrow. I'll
Yeah.
email that to you this morning so you can have that just to reference at any time.
What time is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Okay, I'll be
And
there.
I record all those trainings as well.
Yeah,
So you check that out. And then you can always go to the KW First Atlanta official YouTube channel, and all my previous DocuSign trainings are there.
that's awesome. That helps.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Arnold. I appreciate you joining this morning. And please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. I'm always here to help.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your morning.
All right, you too. Bye, Nick.
Bye.